is getting bigger and bigger by the day. Toby at row_Toby says, I'm watching from the US. Did the under-17 qualify for the World Cup? Yes, they qualified for the World Cup. He says African football is not respected in the US. Well, that's their problem.
We love our football.
We love our football.
We're talking about
By the time we win the World Cup again, they'll start, they'll pay attention.
They actually loved our football when we came to Atlanta to win gold in the
Olympics.
Kocha and Kanu got into it. So.
Okay, Kevo at Kevo Stick says, I'm watching you again today from the US. Your show is becoming a habit of must watch for me now. Kudos to you guys. Thank you. We like that encouragement, and we will keep it up as you have told us to. Okay, it's time for us to go on a quick break. I have a special guest in the house. Someone you must love to see on the program tonight is a tennis expert, international, world class. Describes this man. My guest on Sports Tonight in the next couple of minutes is Godwin Kienka. I'm sure you will love to hear him speak and talk tennis from the lowest level to the highest level. He will join me after this timeout. All right, thank you for staying with us. Highlights from that game between Arsenal and Monaco, ending 3-1 in favor of the away team. Arsenal surely have a mountain to climb. Without wasting any more time, let me quickly introduce my guest on Sports Tonight. I've already talked so much about him. Please meet my very special guest, Godwin Kienka. You know, it's difficult to describe you. I mean, I said international administrator, coach, instructor. Am I leaving anything out?
Well, I mean, if you didn't call my name, maybe I wouldn't think you were talking about me.
But it's good to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
It's good to have you on Sports Tonight. We'll be talking a lot about the future of tennis in Nigeria, what we need to do to return tennis to those glory days. And of course, your own efforts in developing young players, boys, girls, and turning them into stars. But before we do that, let's quickly go to Washington. My producer says we have somebody standing by to join us on the line from Washington. He's a very good friend from the Voice of America. Sonny Young is joining us via Skype, as always. And he's dressed, I mean, the way we love him to dress, like the Otumba that he is. Otumba Sonny Young. Thank you for joining us on Sports Tonight. But Sonny, a lot of issues. Let's start tonight's show with boxing, and then we'll talk basketball later on. At last, May 2, Mayweather, one corner, Pacquaio, one corner. Where are you putting your money?
I'm not really a betting man, Toyin, but if I have to wager some Naira on May 2nd, I'm going to go with Floyd Mayweather, undefeated in 47 fights. Pac-Man, you realize this, Toyin, he's lost 5 times in his professional career. I'm going to pick Mayweather by unanimous decision at the MGM Grand in Vegas. They're saying this will be the most lucrative prize fight in history. I've heard estimates, Toyin, of upwards of $200 million to $300 million in revenue. Mayweather is supposed to get 60% of that total figure, and Pac-Man the other 40%. But I think it's going to be a great fight. I don't know if we're going to see a knockout, though.
But Sonny, some people are saying that this fight is coming like 3-4 years behind schedule, that is already too late to get the best out of these two boxers. But I feel it's better late than never. What do you think?
I like that, Toyin. Better late than never. Mayweather celebrated his 38th birthday earlier this week. Pac-Man is 36, so I can't say they're really in their boxing prime. However, they're both in outstanding physical condition. These guys don't balloon up in weight between fights like some heavyweights we know, Toyin. They're not putting on 20, 30, 40 pounds between bouts. They're really natural welterweights, and they're disciplined fighters, and you know, they're not going to need a lot of time to prepare for this epic encounter. And yeah, I would have liked to have seen the bout, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, but I'm just happy they're going to finally step in the ring against each other.
Okay, let's move away from the boxing ring and go to the basketball courts now. I mean, this is a very sad story. 2011 MVP, Derrick Rose. I don't know what has happened to him. Injuries after injuries really slowing him down. Do you see that somehow slowing down Chicago Bulls this season? Sonny?
I do, Toyin. Derrick Rose is a fantastic player, but since he won that MVP award in 2011, he's just been cursed. 3 knee surgeries in 3 seasons. Each one has probably taken away a little bit of his quickness on the court. And, he was playing very well for Chicago in the past few weeks, and I think it's got to hurt their chances in the playoffs. They still have an outstanding team. They have Joakim Noah, the son of the former French tennis star Yannick Noah. They've got Pau Gasol, all-star player. They're still a very good team, but they're not as good without Derrick Rose.
Sonny, let's talk about the game tonight. There's a big matchup tonight. Is a matchup of potential MVPs of the season. You have LeBron James for the Cavs. You have Stephen Curry for Golden State Warriors going neck and neck tonight. What do you see around the game? And then you were talking something special that you want to talk to us about. Stephen Curry getting involved in some campaign.
Yeah, LeBron and the Cavs have been playing some great basketball, Toyin. I think they've won something like 16 out of their past 18 games. They're playing very well. They seem to be meshing. I know we've talked about that in recent weeks, whether Cleveland would mesh and come together before the playoffs. They're playing very well. LeBron, excellent as usual. Stephen Curry, Toyin, maybe the best pure outside shooter in the NBA. And on that note, he's using his long-range skills in the fight against malaria in Africa. Every 3-point shot he makes, and he makes quite a few of them, he donates 3 bed nets to the Nothing But Nets anti-malaria campaign, which is sponsored by the United Nations. And he's donated more than a few nets to win. Just a couple of years ago, he made an NBA record 272 3-point shots. He made a few earlier this week against my Wizards. They beat the Wizards 114-107. Stephen Curry doing good things on the court, and he's doing good things for Africa.
Right, but what do you think? Who wins tonight in this big matchup? Who wins tonight, Sonny?
I'm going to go with LeBron and the Cavaliers in this one, Toyin. Golden State has the NBA's best record, but I think Cleveland they had the momentum on their side going into the game tonight.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Sonny. As always, we've enjoyed every bit of this chat. We'll see you again next week.
Kudos to Godwin, Kienka, and Austin. I miss Austin, so long. We'll see you next week.
All right. Kienka is saying his thank you as well to you. All right, so we'll see you next week. All right, our good friend from Washington, Sonny Young, brings plenty of sunshine to the show. And of course, he's sending his greetings to you.
Yeah, he's a great sportscaster. We've enjoyed him over the years.
All right, let's come to you now very quickly, Godwin. I read a couple of days ago that there is something that you are putting together, a tennis league.
Yes.
What exactly is the concept of a tennis league?